If you were born into London in the mid-18th century, if you survived childhood, in all likelihood you could expect to be impoverished, illiterate, and unhealthy, and to be surrounded by frequent hunger and disease, violence, and economic oppression. Within 100 years, however, those conditions that had reigned for the great mass of humankind since the dawn of history were transforming with breathtaking speed. The reason, as Peter WEHNER and Arthur C. Brooks explain in Wealth and Justice, was the emergence of modern capitalism, the spread of free markets, and the extraordinary improvements in quality of life that economic growth unleashed. Historically, significant economic growth is the exception and not the rule. In the over 8 centuries, from 1000 to 1820 AD, the world's per capita income only increased 50%. But from 1820 to today, it has ballooned 800%. And the growth rates in Europe and the United States have been even more astonishing. We've seen 16 times greater growth in 2 centuries since the emergence of modern capitalism than in the 8 centuries previous. And this explosive economic growth brought equally remarkable improvements in medicine and technology, rights and justice, education and opportunity. Some today question the morality of capitalism itself, yet there's something profoundly morally meaningful in lifting billions around the globe out of grinding poverty and stimulating the development of medicines and technologies that eliminate diseases and provide clean water. Less government control also means more liberty for men and women to express their gifts, passions, and creativity. History demonstrates, too, that free markets bring not only economic liberties, but political and religious liberties and human rights. Capitalism focuses nations on commerce instead of armed conflict and connects people across the globe in an intricate web of economic relationships. Finally, because it pairs reward with effort, capitalism cultivates virtues such as industry and responsibility, self-reliance, and provision for family. But shouldn't governments force greater economic equality through redistribution of resources? Wouldn't that be biblical justice? Free markets do require legal structures to protect the vulnerable, but corruption springs not from capitalism, but from the human heart. And free markets provide mechanisms of transparency and accountability that expose corruption and punish injustice. The Bible upholds private property, uplifts the righteousness of many wealthy individuals, and exhorts charity as a voluntary act of love, not a form of government coercion. Flourishing markets create the conditions for development and generosity, for cheaper goods that make budgets go further, and for growth in employment and opportunity. In short, free markets have dramatically improved conditions for everyone around the globe and have done far more to help the poor than any redistributive scheme. Nourished by strong civic institutions and a thriving moral culture, capitalism nurtures democracy and liberty, human rights, and social flourishing. If you want wealth and justice, you should want free markets too.